Hello and welcome. Today I'll be going over the new V-Rising dev update number 23, Cold Winter Nights. This is my first time looking through this document, so I have no idea what is in here. But yeah, let's get started. Let's see what they got. I guess I can comment on this image here. This thing looks pretty cool. I don't know what it is, but it looks cool, so... Well, if it isn't the vampire hordes joining us for yet another dev update, as once more the infinite darkness of Swedish winter descends on the catacombs of Stunlock Studios and the skies grow perfectly dark. Sorry, the skies grow perfectly black. The beat of our bat wings is here to remind you that we are still flying overhead. As we start this dev update and head into the season, let's enjoy the festive spirit of the night. We'll reflect on the past year and look forward to the promising one to come. Carnivorous Catch-Up. For those of you who haven't been following us through our whole journey until now, this would be a good time to catch up on the release of our first major content update, Secrets of Gloomrot, and what we've been working on since. Secrets of Gloomrot was released this year on May 17th, 2023. This update was sizable and content focused, aiming to beef up the middle game and refine the experience overall. We were thrilled with the feedback we received from Gloomrot, both positive and constructive. The positive helped us reinforce what changes were a step in the right direction, which better informs our assessment of future steps. On the flip side, constructive feedback provided valuable insights into significant player frustrations. There have also been plenty of requests for specific content that align with our own ideas. Okay. Let me zoom out a little bit so we get a good full image here. Okay. Vampire Slayer, it says here. Okay. Another crossbow. Interesting. Wonder what's going on with the... Ooh, so this person actually has like a stake in their hand. I don't think any of the Vampire Slayers currently have that. That's kind of interesting. I like this leg guard though. I don't know if it makes sense for her to only have one leg guard. I kind of wonder why she doesn't have one on the other side. I don't know, maybe it's like a mobility thing. I have no idea. Just kind of looking at her outfit and stuff. I like it. The overall design is like simple, but it's like probably what you'd expect from a Vampire Slayer, so not bad. I don't know about these shoes though. I'm kind of looking at them like, what are those? But you know, that's okay. I mean, I'm not gonna judge her, I guess. Speaking of which, you can stop asking us to add Buffy, one of several early concepts of Vampire Hunters. Oh my god. That's funny. People were asking for that? I mean, I'm not surprised, but like, okay. We hope to address some things in the upcoming release next year based on our observations that we've learned from your input. We want to bring a stunning conclusion to your adventure, something satisfying and appropriate for the apex of your vampire's rise to legendary status. We know players want more to do when they've reached that point and truly enjoy the power they've earned. We know players want more reasons to strike out into the world and encounter each other on populated servers, whether it be for action-packed conflict with rivals or to make steadfast allies for their clan. Yes, that is true. We need more of whatever that is. So with that in mind, here's the direction we focus on for our next major update, the full release next year. I'm so hyped for this, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Introducing a new endgame focus zone. After much demand, we're expanding the frosty expanse beyond the hollowed mountains. It's time to finally cross that cut rope bridge and venture into the ancient and mysterious lands beyond. This region will be the last step of building your legacy before you move on to fight for ultimate vampire supremacy, somewhere that gives that last threat the build-up and gravitas it deserves. Okay. Yeah, I've seen this bridge before. I've been kind of eyeballing it a little bit, wondering what's over there. For those of you who aren't sure where this bridge is connecting between the top or the northern part of Hollowed Mountains and the southern part of the unrevealed zone on the map. So that's where this bridge is located, for those of you who are wondering. Soon we will learn what truly lies beyond. Yay! There will be a final boss. A what now? A final boss. Final boss, they say. Interesting. Wow. V Rising will ultimately lead to an endgame battle against a major foe, far more symbolically appropriate to cap off the vampire journey. While Adam the Firstborn is a wonderful challenge, defeating a handcrafted monstrosity isn't quite right for the last confrontation of our game. I agree. Let's see. Prepare for endgame events. This final zone will contain regular rolling events that draw the fiercest and most powerful dangerous bloodsuckers from all across Vardorn. Something to fight for. While it certainly is tempting to sit in your perfectly decorated castle, oh, you bet it is, sipping blood wine, lording over lesser beings, we have heard you loud and clear that you want more reasons to strike back out into the world. Here you'll find fresh trials to face down against a strangely familiar threat. Okay, so interesting. When we say threat, we mean it. I'm looking at this thing and I'm already thinking, oh man, this thing's probably fast. Like it has like this look to it. Okay, so I'm gonna sit here and speculate on this a little bit, this image. I don't know much about character design, but I know things about experience as far as like what I've seen in games, and you know, I've been playing V Rising for quite some time, and just looking at this image, I have this feeling that like this creature is very fast. The reason why is because the front of it has spikes facing forward. So it kind of gives this idea of like this thing might chase me or try to like maybe even try and ram onto me, but it makes sense for this thing to want to attack from like a forward direction. I wonder if it's going to maybe curl up, and I mean, this is kind of a stretch, right? Like this idea, but I kind of wonder if this thing's gonna like curl into a ball and just like wreck us with those spikes. I have, you know, I'm kind of curious about that. At the same time, if it did curl up into a ball, the spikes would prevent it from spinning. So I have no idea. Just a thought, you know. Just, you know, speculation. I really have no idea. I don't know. I'm looking at this. What really gets me with this design is the forearms. Like, I don't really understand what's happening here with the forearms. Like, you have forearms that kind of remind me of, like, you know, a bat-like creature. So, I mean, maybe that's why it's, you know, like they said up here, a strangely familiar threat. So I'm kind of curious as to what's going on here. This thing is probably, if I had to guess, maybe some kind of blood-sucking enemy, just in the sense that, you know, it has like that look of, it kind of has some vampiric features, you know, it's something about it. I'm really not sure what to expect from this thing. It looks like something that is fast to me. Like, even this tail here just kind of gives this idea, like, it kind of reminds me of like a T-Rex tail a little bit. Like, you know, when like, whenever you see like a T-Rex in like movies and stuff, like they're always charging forward and their tail is out like this. Like, that's what that kind of reminds me of for some reason. The back legs being the way that they are, like the shape of them kind of implies that, you know, maybe they have powerful back legs. I doubt they're going to attack with those back legs though, unless like maybe their forearms are just going to root them to the ground as they do so, which, I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me because the claws on the forearms look sharper than those on the back. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see what they do with this thing. I just hope that whatever attacks this thing comes out with, it makes sense visually and thematically, because this is like, I don't even know what to make of this, but I do like that, you know, the whole thing with like the horror aspects being added in or focused and centralized in this creature, I think is great. It doesn't seem to have any eyes, which again kind of brings me back to this idea of, is this thing going to you know, curl up into a ball, or is it going to like maybe even like burrow underground? Maybe that's why it's, but then again, like these forearms kind of throw me off. It kind of makes me wonder like what the heck this thing is going to do. Is it going to latch onto a wall or something? Like I really don't know, but yeah, like this thing doesn't seem to have eyes. Like this right here, this little glowy thing or whatever that is, it looks like almost like, oh, whoopsie. Hold on, let's see if I can zoom in more, or if it's not gonna, oh, I can't zoom in on the photo anymore. That sucks. But I don't know, like this eye thing here, it just, I don't know if that's an eye or if that's just a shine. Is that an eye shine or an actual eye? Because this thing, if this thing is blind, it's probably going to be like very like aggressive. I can only imagine, like, I don't know. I can sit here and theorycraft on this all day, but yeah, that's all I got, hey guys. I'm sorry. That's all I think. You know, I'm not, you know, like I said, I'm not like a designer or anything, but that's really cool. I like it. Anticipate performance improvements. Yay. We're working on engine upgrades that have been, okay, so this is something, okay, let me read it first and then I'm going to talk about this a little bit. We're working on engine upgrades that have fully brought our engine from the live version's very experimental build to the full 1.0 version. Players have long since suffered issues related to performance bottlenecking, resulting in suboptimal frames per second, and we're on it. We should be able to provide major improvements to make V-Rising more accessible to those with less up-to-date systems and better reward those who have incredible machines with sleeker gameplay. Nice. What the hell is this though? Hold on, if I open this, what does it show me? Oh, they're going back to this article. Okay, we already went over this, so I don't understand. So like, I don't know much about game engines, right? My understanding is that V-Rising currently runs on Unity. I don't know what's happening with that, because it says engine from the live version's very experimental build to the full 1.0 version. Are they converting? Are they changing engines? Like, are they like swapping engines, or is this like, because I don't know. Because when that whole thing with Unity happened a while back, I was really curious to know like what the heck, you know, these guys were going to do. Like, what is your response to this? Like, your game runs on that engine. And the fact that, you know, they kind of didn't want to reply to that right away, or didn't want to give anything because, and I'm trying to quote Jeremy Beerson, I think is how you pronounce that name. He said something along the lines of, you know, the situation is still unfolding or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was in the Discord. I remember looking into that in the V-Rising Discord, the official one. So I remember I was thinking about that and I was like, okay, but like, what's the response, you know? So I wonder are they going to use a different, because the thing is, they say experimental build. What does experimental build mean? Does that mean like the bare bones of the game, or does that mean we were trying to see if conceptually this game has a chance, or like what? Like, I don't understand. And also, are they like, you know, moving the assets over to like a different engine? Like, I have no idea. Or someone else I know was theorizing maybe they could be working on an in-house engine, which is probably possible. I mean, I don't know. I'm really curious about that. So I guess it's something that I'm probably not going to know much about. Something I would like to do in the future is if I can get like I think when I come back from my break, because, you know, I'm going to take a break for like 2 weeks. When I come back from my break, I want to see if I can get maybe an interview with Jeremy and ask him about that, because it's just confusing, you know? That's one of those things that I want to ask. Now, I know he's just like the community manager, you know, person or whatever, so he might not know like every single thing about the game. I would hope he knows enough to answer that question though. And yeah, so I'm just like overall very curious. I want to know. So I just have to remember to send that email. I wanted to do it sooner, but I think I'm just gonna wait till I get back to ask about that. I don't know if I can even, you know, score an interview like that. It would be nice, but I don't know. I'm still a very small creator, so I'm not really expecting much. Oh well. Today's testament to tomorrow's torment. As we work towards our goals set for the full release, our focus remains steadfast on our vision of a complete V-Rising. So, how are we doing? We're happy to report that we have fully upgraded our engine. Okay, maybe they're getting into something here. We have fully upgraded our engine into a stable state and can now polish up the work on those performance enhancements. We're now making significant progress toward a smoother and more stable vampire experience. The latest zone is well under construction. While there's certainly more to do in terms of polishing things up to match our standard, we have a strong basis on which to continue building. That's something else I kind of want to know of too. Like, what is your standard? I kind of want to know more about this process. Like, I know, like, maybe it's something they wouldn't want to share, but what is the standard? You know, what makes something feel ready to release? Like, I mean, I guess we're gonna have that answer when the game comes out, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious. We have a strong basis on which to continue building. Good. In parallel, we are actively testing the conflict events. Okay, so this is something else kind of interesting too, that will feature prominently in this zone. This addition to the gameplay loop injects a sense of purpose into the later stages of the adventure and adds an exciting dimension to the overall experience. Okay. Concept art for a frost-taken bridge. Okay. I'm just kind of looking around, seeing if there's anything, maybe noteworthy or extra that I haven't noticed here yet or haven't seen. Well, this is my first time looking at this image, but I don't see anything particularly interesting here. I'm trying to look around. We got some gargoyles, which would suggest that maybe vampires might have lived here at once too. At some point. The roots on these trees are kind of wicked. I don't know if the roots on the trees in the Hollowed Mountains are like that. They look kind of like... They look kind of wild, man. They look like they're out of the ground. That's... I know this is concept art, right? Obviously. But... I don't remember the roots looking like that. I'd have to double check Hollowed Mountains. Maybe I'm overthinking it, so I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, that's a big ass crystal, or whatever this is. It looks like a crystal, or maybe it's the Eye of Sauron, but discolored. I don't know. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. It says concept art for an integral piece of an endgame event. Okay, so this looks like some kind of like... I wonder if this gives like a buff or something if you obtain it. I don't know. Kind of looking around the edges to see if there's anything else here. There's something here in this corner. I don't know what this is. I wonder if this is like a... maybe an enemy that's drawn to it or something. This could be like... I don't know. This could be maybe one of those enemies from like the unit families they were talking about during the last update, I believe it was. Interesting. Okay, so don't know what that is. Now let's talk about that final V-Blood. As much as we'd like to tease you with more details on this now, it's best to hold off on this a bit longer until next year when we're getting closer to launch. That's fair. Recently, we've put a lot of time and effort into making this the best it can be, but for now, you'll just have to take our word on it. Finally, there are also quite a few prototypes in the works that have huge potential to shake up the experience, particularly those dedicated souls who've devoted a lifetime or two to V-Rising. There are changes to how the spell system works, changes to appearances, and some interesting possibilities regarding a few other much asked for additions that can add some fun complexity and specialization to your builds. We're currently cooking away at quite a few things that need some more time in the cauldron before they're ready to be seen, or potentially locked away in the dungeon if they end up being awful. Stay tuned for more updates on these exciting developments. Okay. For instance, we chose not to add this. You're welcome. Aww. I mean, it's, you know, it's probably for the best. We appreciate your patience in waiting for the sticky little details of everything we're up to. But it's important that you know that just like our lead up to the Secrets of Gloomrot update, we work best with a little breathing room. Just know that first and foremost, one thing is for sure, V Rising's endgame is about to get a serious revamp with the full release. That's exciting. Alright, Vampire Community V Rising. Even lone wolf vampires like us can appreciate the season of togetherness, and what better way to celebrate the holiday season than to spend it with treasured allies. Over the past year and a half, some standout servers have gone above and beyond to hold events, provide unique experiences, and even modify the game to suit new twists on classic V Rising gameplay. If you're searching for fresh excitement in V Rising before the next major update, here are a few places to discover. Okay, so I've seen these in the Discord. There's the dojo, aim for greatness, get involved with one of the largest PvP communities, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you guys can read that in your own time. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm not a PvP player. I guess I'll read it to be fair. Fine. Okay. Get involved with one of the largest PvP communities in V Rising, where top players will welcome you to share their techniques with veterans and newcomers alike. The dojo makes it easy. Participate in tournaments, get curated news on community servers and events, and hop into the discussion with a like-minded group of highly skilled players looking to train up the next generation of challengers. Join by searching the dojo or directly by IP addresses you'll find provided in their Discord. Okay. Bloodthirst. Go to War. Bloodthirst is a duo PvP server that brings that traditional raiding experience with regular wipes. They focus on providing electrifying fair play with dedicated admin. Okay, I'm starting to get bored of this. I'm sorry, I'm not a PvP player. Let's see. V Rising roleplay. Okay, this might be a little more interesting. Become a vampire. I really like this image. It's really cool. For those of you looking for a more immersive vampire story, okay. V Arena, Witness Innovation is a project being fielded by long-standing members of the Rising community with impressive mods and tools. Okay. I like that they're not like demonizing people who make mods and stuff for this game. I've only messed with like maybe one mod in the past, and it was like it was for like the camera or whatever, like an unlocked camera mod. I haven't reinstalled it since Gloomrot because honestly I had no real issue with the regular camera, except for when I wanted to take like, I don't know, pictures or something, but that's about it. But I'm too lazy to reinstall it, so I'm just gonna wait until the new stuff comes out, probably. And more. Don't forget to join our Discord server, blah, 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 blah. Okay. 2024, a new beginning. As December unfolds, we conclude one chapter in the tale of our deepest crypt machinations. As January dawns, a new beginning awaits, marking the next stride toward our vampire throne. Sunlock Studios stands ready to bring future of V Rising in the coming year, something worthy of calling our full release. With that, the coming months are going to get very exciting for all of us. We look forward to sharing that thrill with you, our greatest allies. Thank you for 2023 Vampires. See you in 2024. Yay. And if you don't want to wait, we'll still be lurking in the shadows for the next dev update, blah, 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 blah. Keep tabs on all our devilish deeds and the socials down below, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so a few things. That's really exciting. My understanding is I think the second quarter of 2024 is when the game is supposed to come out, like be fully released. That's kind of exciting. I think that, you know, I've been waiting for this for a while. Like I'm not like the person who's played this game like the longest. Like by the time I found out about this game, I think it was already like in early access for like a few months or something like that. But I've been around for a while, and I've made like a lot of castle videos. I really hope that the hype is going to play out the way I hope it does, in the sense that when Secrets of Gloomrot came out, it was very, very exciting. It was something that people did not expect, because a lot of people thought like the Wintry area was going to be released first, you know, because it was the grayed out part of the screen, the grayed out part of the map and stuff like that. I think that if we, at least looking at how the trends have been with this game, I'm fairly confident that they will have an actual full release, and I don't really foresee it happening not on time per se, just because they're, you know, they put the release date, I think, in like a reasonable time based on like the kind of work they've done in the past. But I don't know, I'm really excited. I think that you know, potentially the floodgates of this game are going to be intense. I really wonder when they say they're going to revamp the game in some ways, and also improvements to like the engine and stuff. Like, I still don't understand like what they mean by that. Like, I know they're giving examples, like for example, you know, better performance, less FPS drops, things like that, which is, I mean, great, you know. I have experienced the FPS drops, especially when I spawn a ton of undead outside my castle and I'm trying to kill them and blah blah blah. Or even when I'm in Silverlight and I fight a ton of enemies at the same time. I don't know. I wonder how big this game is going to actually end up being upon release, because they got more reception and more feedback when you know, the game first went on like early access. A lot of people were like, wow, this is a good game. You know, a lot of people really liked what was there, because even though the game was in early access, the bare bones of what was there was pretty, it was functional for the most part, and the bugs were not usually game breaking. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. I want to see what they have in mind, but like I said, I'm going to see if I can try and get like an interview with Jeremy and ask him some questions, or even if I can't get an interview, if I can get like an email back or something, that'd be nice. I doubt, you know, I'll be able to get a full interview. I mean, which I don't blame them. You know, as a small creator, I don't have like the leverage to pull in a large audience of people to their game. So like, is that really worth their time? Probably not, but it would be appreciated. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. This is the last video I am recording before I go, I think. I think because like I knew that this dev update was coming out. Like when they said they were going to come out with one more dev update, you know, on a Wednesday, I thought it was weird because usually they release it on a Thursday. But yeah, so it seemed to work out, and yeah, I'll see you guys. Oh, wait, before you guys go, I almost forgot. All this talk about these servers, and I forgot to shield my own. The Vardaran Derby horse racing server, the V-Rising dedicated server. It's a public server, but it's mine. I host it. It's a PvE casual server with unrestricted teleport, 5x inventory stacks multiplier, 8-member clans, available plots. There's plenty, guys. I mean, totally. If you're looking for a place with lots of plots to choose from, I mean, my server's it, man. 3 castle hearts per vampire, 30 servants maximum per castle, and it's slightly stronger vampires, slightly faster craft and refine, and fast servant convert rate, active small community. Now, with the whole active small community thing, it's been a little bit dead for the last, say, like month or so, but I am trying to have like events every month, like at least once a month, to have like a server event. The last event we had was actually kind of nice, a little bit successful, I'd say. So yeah, I'd like to continue doing that kind of stuff, but it would be nice if I had more people on the server. We have kind of a diverse group of people on the server right now. We have people in both, you know, North America, Central and South America. We have people from Europe. We have, you know, people from all over the place, essentially on the server. So, yeah, anyone is welcome to join. Remember, it's like a casual PvE server, so there's no like PvP combat or anything like that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys there. If you want to join the server, please go check out my Twitch channel. On the bottom of my Twitch channel, I have a link there, and if you click on it, you'll be able to go straight to the Discord and join. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there. I hope you have a great holiday break. Take care, and Xolo out.